Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And we have Tears back in Clan Jinx. He's anonymous. Nobody, we know who he is. He is Tears. He's going to bring some tears, as he is wont to do. This was interesting. He sent me to this, said something about working in the field or Malinovka, I don't know. And in my mind, this was going to be called Field Mouse because I saw it, and he said, oh, this is kind of an interesting thing, the way this goes down. And I was surprised, actually. So just watch the deployment on this and go go like this. Ask yourself, does this look like a win? Everything you know about Malinovka, I'm not going to tell you if it's a win. All right, you're going to know pretty soon. He said it was a bit weird, and I wanted to call it Field Mouse, a little bunny foo-foo, right? Walking through the forest. That's not a field. Yeah, picking up field mouse and bop it on the head. No one's going to bop it. No one's going to bop Tears. He did cross a little close and got seen. Look at the push down in the south. Look at the push down. This was an interesting game to me. I feel like a new meta has been developed right here, and its name is aggression. A new meta has happened, and its name is aggression. It's the standard setup on Malinovka that can be a big slog. You got 2 big artillery, you've got some big TDs, enough mediums to kind of move around and give you vision. There's even an EBR on the enemy team who is currently in big trouble because he's trapped out there and has about 1,400 enemy tanks sitting on that promontory. And meanwhile, somebody in the back, the general, I assume, has called up Tears in the Mighty Mouse, and he said, all right, we're doing this a little different. What I'm going to need you to do, Field Mouse, is I'm going to need you to go up to the hill and hold it, more or less alone. I'm going to send you a 110 E4 with 2/3 hit points. You and him, you head up that hill. You make it happen. All right, Tears? And Tears said, fine. I'm in a mouse. I can do this. I don't even care how many guys are up here, and 2 Artie and everything else that's going on. Just as a side note, Tears, I'm very surprised you actually highlighted yourself here. If you were down lower over on the red line, I don't think you'd have been seen. And again, I'm surprised Artie didn't dump all over you. But the enemy team is down 3 mediums. The 430U, the M60, the green EBR are wreaking havoc. And more than likely, Tears is looking at this going, well, there may be some guys up here, but not nearly as many as you might think. One of the FVs is down there. Oops, both. And the 110E4 on the enemy team is down there, which just leaves some heavies coming up here. His 110E4 gives no Fs and is engaging as fast as possible. Old Volley 1. And here comes the Field Mouse. Little Bunny Foo-Foo. That might have been his name, actually, because he's anonymous. Nice little shot right into the face of the 50M with APCR. That flat plate German armor does not hold up against the German gun. Oh, we're going to get another one? We thump another one. And we have no less than 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, math in public. 1 dead. There was 6. Boris Tankrovsky, that's a good name, is dead. And the Field Mouse has gone up to the hill. And look what is going on. Look what his team is. The uber aggressive. They have this red team on the run in every direction. And really the red team's only hope is to get rid of this 110E4 and this Field Mouse and to be able to turn and start shooting guys down below. But they don't seem to have noticed that very much because they're all just doing what the meta says, right? Nobody on the red team's really paying attention. The meta says you go up to the top, and it works. You go up to the top, you win the windmill, and then you've got the high ground and you start working on them. But that really only works if you don't look down at the... Is it over here? You don't look down at the mini-map and go, oh, that's bad. The Progetto is out in the open. The STB has been lit for days. The FV is out in the open. I mean, those guys are all shootable, and maybe some of them are paying attention. I don't know what the 277 is doing, but most of them up here are enamored of Tears and attempting to win the top and come up over the other side. This is just amazing. This whole thing, I just watched this go, and I thought to myself, this is weird. Nice shot into the S2. Was that 600? Nice. Dropped to 600. What is the alpha on this thing? I've forgotten. 490. Got a 600. That was amazing. Gonna thump this guy, and immediately Karma comes back and drops a low roll and keeps the 110.5 alive. Who's gonna need a bit of a high roll to get him anyway. A little bit. I think a little bit of rushed shots here. I think Tears probably figured this was just Massacre Island time right here, but I think a little bit better aim shot into that cheek would have taken that guy down. But really, look at him just tanking the damage. He's got 1,200 assists now. Somebody has come up. Actually, the Foch came up to support, so that was good. That helped him out a little bit. They've really ignored the Mals because they had to take his support down before they could get him. Unfortunately, it's over, guys. These guys are doomed. They haven't reacted well. A couple guys kind of taking on the Mals would have been fine. I think they could have turtled up at the windmill and kind of kept him busy enough that he wouldn't push into him, because there've been, and the rest of them could have shifted and start thumping the green team down below. But this is just an absolute massacre, and it is being done in a way that you rarely see on Malinovka with that much aggression. I thought that was really pretty amazing, actually. So he's going to come up here. We got the 60 TP. 277 finally gets a chunk of him. That looks like it goes into the upper plate. You can see that the upper plate was slightly more angled based on he was backing up, going slightly downhill. So he was aiming for the lower plate, but looks like he didn't get there. 277 finally gets a chunk of him. Comes in there and thumps 537. And it's down to two guys, the 60 TP. I mean, little bunny foo-foo, man. Just absolutely. This field mouse did not want to get bopped. There's another shot into that guy for 493, and we're up to 3,000 damage. One tank, basically, with a little bit of support. Because, let's face it, those guys died pretty quick. He just went up the hill and controlled the hill with the Mals and two buddies. While the rest of his team, 12 other tanks, maybe I guess 10 because you got to minus the arty out of it, absolutely annihilated the rest of the team. And as a matter of fact, didn't lose a tank. The only two tanks that were lost were the two guys, the two poor guys that came up and tried to help Tears, and Tears ends up only losing about 1,400 hit points. There it is, folks. The new meta for Malinovka. Send your Mals up to the top with a couple buddies. Hold the top. The rest of the team screams around down below, going all kinds of crazy out in the open. It seemed to work. That was amazing. You'd have to look at the skill levels on the teams. I figured this is probably a huge mismatch skill level wise, because this was an absolute massacre at tier 10, which happens, but in a very strange way, in a very non-meta way on Malinovka. Thanks for sending that in, man. That was a lot of fun to watch. I don't know what there is to learn from that, folks. I mean, what am I going to tell you? Sometimes that stuff works. All right, that's all I've got. We will see you.